You are probably toying around with the idea of getting a Cane Corso. You have undoubtedly heard what a marvelous companion a Cane Corso can be, how they are loyal and majestic with a powerful presence. Cane Corso, or how some people like to call him, Cane Corso, is not the breed for everyone.
At around 3:30 p.m. Sunday afternoon. Here's video of the house just after it happened. Now, these animals we're told were a Cane Corso. These are Italian Mastiffs. These are very large dogs. Now, apparently they began attacking her. They were biting her arms. They were biting her head and her legs and her torso as well. She may have suffered a broken arm and a broken leg. Now, what we're told is that
there are over 200 breeds of dogs in this world. Maybe you're better off with a different breed. Maybe you're better off with a cat. Maybe you're better off with a goldfish, a hamster, or a houseplant. Do not get a Cane Corso if you are attracted to the breed chiefly by its looks. If you think a dog's gonna make you look tough and powerful, that's not a reason to get a Cane Corso. Once they grow out of that cute puppy phase, they're gonna grow to be a 110-pound massive dog that's going to require a lot of socialization and training by an experienced owner. They are not that happy-go-lucky dogs that are gonna get along with everyone or every dog. Cane Corsos are unique, protective, serious, sensitive, and loyal dogs. These are some of the traits you should consider before getting one of these dogs. Do not get a Cane Corso if you do not intend to train your dog. Basic obedience and general house rules are not optional with this breed of dog.
Let's do this.
Let's go this way. Your Cane Corso needs to have a reliable recall, sit, stay, and he should be able to walk with you on leash and off leash. Beside obedience, your dog should also know the general household rules. Is he allowed to beg on a table? Is he allowed on the furniture? Is he allowed on a couch, or is he allowed on a bed?
My gun's bigger than yours.
What's allowed and what's forbidden is not important. What is important is that it is you who are making the decisions and not the dog. A young Cane Corso puppy is very intelligent, eager to please, and they have good attention spans. Once a Cane Corso learns something, they tend to retain it. Your cute little sweet Cane Corso puppy is gonna grow into a large, powerful dog with a highly self-assertive personality and a will to finish whatever it started. If he has grown up respecting you and your rules, then all of his physical and mental strength will work for you. But if he grows up without any rules and guidance from you, then surely he's gonna make up his own rules. And all of his physical and mental strength is gonna work against you and your desires. And since these dogs are so large, they can easily drag you down the street, or can grab food off your table, or forbid your guests coming into your house.
Several videos have surfaced on Facebook and other social media on alleged animal cruelty happening at the Cypress Arrow Training Academy in Lena, Louisiana. The video, which has gone viral, shows two trainers attempting to train a Cane Corso breed of dog, which is similar to a pit bull. Cypress Arrow advertises itself as Louisiana's largest Cane Corso breeder and an all-dog training facility. One trainer whips the dog on the top of the head, and the dog is seen struggling. Eventually, the dog complies and sits and then lays down. The Cypress Arrow Cane Corso Facebook page has been removed, and the website is down. The Rapides Parish Sheriff's Office released a statement saying that their Animal Control Section, as well as the Criminal Investigations Division, are conducting a thorough investigation into the videos, as well as their origin. So far, they have received only one complaint from an owner about an animal in the videos, but people from all over the country have reached out to them via phone calls and Facebook posts.
If you do not have any experience with dog training, it's a good idea to get the help of a trainer. But it's not okay to send your dog away to board and train and expect for him to do the same things when he comes back to you. Once you have taught your dog a certain command, every other house member also needs to do the same training with your dog, and the dog needs to obey them the same way they obey you. Do not get a Cane Corso if you're fussy about the neatness of your house. Although it is true they do not have a long coat and they do not shed as much, but they do blow their coat twice a year and be ready for a lot of hair all over your house. I do not mean that you need to be a Slav to live with a Cane Corso, but you need to be comfortable with the idea of having a less immaculate house when you have your dog's companionship. All dogs, like all children, will make a bigger or lesser degree of a mess. If you are one of those people who are fussy about being clean and neat at your house, get a goldfish. They barely make any mess. Do not get a Cane Corso if you do not want to share your life and your house with your dog. They thrive on companionship and they want to be wherever you are. While they usually tolerate being left at home by themselves, they should not be relegated to a backyard or a kennel. A puppy exiled from his family is more likely to grow up to be fearful, aggressive, unruly, and unhappy. An adult dog that is exiled will also be miserable. He will pick up some pastimes like digging or barking that will unplease you and your neighbors. If you do not enjoy your dog's companionship, for instance, sleeping with you in your bedroom at night and spending many hours during the day when you do your various activities, maybe you should get a different breed of dog that requires less human companionship. A better choice for you will be a cat. They do not require much human companionship and are solitary by nature. Do not buy a Cane Corso if you cannot afford to buy, feed, and provide healthcare for one. Whatever is the initial cost of a Cane Corso, the upkeep of this breed is not cheap. Being a large breed, Cane Corsos eat a lot of food, and need I add, whatever goes in from one end comes out of the other.
A nice boy.
How big are these shits, bro?
No, they're fat. They're fat. They're fat.
Cane Corsos are not a cheap breed to buy, as running a careful breeding program with due regard for temperament, trainability, and physical soundness, hips and eyes especially, is not cheap. The time the breeder is going to spend in its preschool and socialization is also expensive. The bargain puppy from a backyard breeder who happened to put together any two Cane Corsos of opposite sex may end up being more costly in terms of bad temperament, bad health, and lack of socialization. Besides these expenses, you also need to keep in mind there can be emergencies and you need to set aside some fund for emergency veterinary visits. Your best insurance against dysplasia is going to be to buy from a litter bred from OFA certified parents and if possible grandparents. Do not get a Cane Corso if you believe that dogs should just run free.
The wife of a man charged in a deadly dog attack is defending her husband tonight.
She's also apologizing to the family of the 81-year-old victim.
From the bottom of our hearts, we're sorry. And my husband is not responsible.
Abilene Moreno says her husband did everything by the book to keep the dogs from escaping their property.
Right now, he's in jail on felony charges after his dogs killed an elderly man outside of their home's fence and injured 3 others.
Whether you live in town or country, no dog should be left free to run wild beyond your property that is fenced without your direct supervision and control. The price of such freedom is inevitably going to be injury or death from dog fights or from cars. A thoroughly obedience-trained Cane Corso dog can enjoy limited and supervised off-leash walking with you in an environment that is appropriate. Even though Cane Corsos are home-loving and they do not roam free like other breeds, but an unfenced Cane Corso is destined for a disaster. If you do not want the responsibility of confining and supervising your dog, then no breed of dog is good for you. Do not get a Cane Corso if you dislike daily physical exercise. Cane Corso requires a daily exercise to maintain a healthy heart, lungs, and a good muscle tone.
Go this way. Okay.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
This way.
An adult Cane Corso will require at least a mile of walk in the morning and in the evening, and it's not just walking, it needs to be a brisk walk or maybe jogging or bicycling right next to it. For puppies, a shorter and a slower walk is preferred multiple times a day for exercise and housebreaking. But more than walking, you need to work your Cane Corso. Cane Corso was bred to work and they thrive when they work. Cane Corsos that are not worked physically and mentally are prone to mischief. Anyone who owns a Cane Corso needs to spend 20 minutes in a day working, training, retrieving, or playing. All dogs need daily exercise of greater or lesser length and vigor. If providing this physical exercise is beyond you, maybe get a smaller dog that can exercise itself within a fenced yard. Maybe you can get a cat and you can exercise it within your house with a string and a mouse on a pole. Or maybe you can just get a hamster that can exercise itself. Or maybe a houseplant that doesn't even require any exercise. Or maybe a goldfish that doesn't require any exercise that involves you. Do not get a Cane Corso if you want a totally unaggressive and a non-protective dog. In case of a threat, a Cane Corso will be ready to fight than to flee.
Cane Corso. Few people would dare to stand toe-to-toe with one of these giant canines. These dogs have an incredibly intimidating appearance. They are always ready to protect their family members without hesitation.
Most Cane Corso dogs have an assertive and a confident personality. Most Cane Corsos have some inclination to act aggressively against intruders on their territory, that is their home. He may act aggressively in many cases where other dog breeds will back off. Without any leadership and guidance from you, the dog cannot judge whom to tolerate and whom to repel. If you have no need for an assertive dog, or you are embarrassed by a dog barking at the door, or you have any doubt about your ability of providing the required essential socialization, training, and leadership, please choose a different breed of dog that is known for being unaggressive like a Sheltie or a Golden Retriever. Do not get a Cane Corso if you are unwilling to commit to the dog's entire lifetime. No dog deserves to be cast out because you are moving into a non-pet friendly apartment, or he's no longer a cute little puppy, or he did not grow up to become a beauty contest winner, or you have raised, through your lack of leadership and training, a delinquent juvenile.
All dogs that were passing by, she would lunge at strangers that were too close for proximity. Ari was surrendered by her family when they were moving. The first time I saw Ari when she was in the kennel in the ACC was painful, to say the least. My first thought was, okay, we gotta get her out. You are gorgeous. We knew that she wasn't fond of dogs immediately. Corso are very protective over their environment, so anyone who didn't live in that home was not allowed to come in. Anyone who would walk by the yard was not allowed to walk there. She was kind of like, I'm my own boss, I'm gonna protect you, I got this, mom, no worries.
The prospects for an affectionate and responsible second home are not very bright, and they are especially dim for a poorly mannered dog. The prospects for adoption of a youngish Cane Corso who has been well trained by the owners who seek the assistance of a local Cane Corso group or rescue are still very good, but for an older Cane Corso, these are very, very low. The lifespan of a Cane Corso is between 10 to 12 years, and if that seems like a long time to you, please do not get one of these dogs. Do not get a Cane Corso if you lack leadership and self-assertive personality. No, the dogs do not believe in social equality, and they live in packs led by a pack leader. Cane Corso is a breed that tends to be socially dominant. The alpha dog is generally benevolent, affectionate, and non-bullying towards its subordinates. But there is never a doubt in his mind or their minds that he is the boss and he makes the rules. You do not need the mannerisms of a Marine Corps sergeant, but you need to have a calm and quiet self-assurance and self-assertion that he needs to follow your command because you are the parent. Leadership and training are intertwined. Leadership enables you to train your dog, and by being trained by you, it reinforces the dog's perception of you as the alpha. If you think it might be difficult for you to assert yourself calmly and confidently, then do not get a Cane Corso. Maybe get another breed like a golden retriever that's socially submissive, and ask the breeder to get your dog out of the litter that's very submissive. If that whole idea of being the boss repels you or frightens you, don't get a dog at all. Get a cat.